William with the Riverstone Life, and yes, we're back, and we're going to talk RV transport. And the truck is ready. In a few days, we're going to head to Indiana, grab another load. We're going to see if we can make any money in October. That's the plan. But I want to talk about comments that people leave. I just want to talk about the load board. I want to talk about all the new guys that have started in the last 2 months, the 2 worst months of the year, that have gave my name, and we've got credit for that. We're going to talk about that. The other thing we're going to talk about is somebody left a comment saying that I'm a recruiter for Wave. I'm definitely not a recruiter from Wave. I don't even know if they know I have a YouTube channel. And if they do, they probably heard from one of the guys that gave my name to them when they went to orientation. So I just had to throw that out there. I thought it was kind of funny. But the reason I talk about Wave is because they're the company we're driving for. So, you know, I'm going to know the most about them out of any of these RV transport companies. So that I had to just throw that in there. I am not a recruiter, but I do get a half a cent per mile for every person out there that gives my name when they sign up for this job. So is that cool? Yes, it's cool. It's helped me buy these cameras. It's helped me do some stuff, and I'm gonna show what those guys done for miles in the last 2 months, what I was paid for that half a cent. So if you decide you want to, you know, get into this lifestyle, sign all your friends up, start making some extra money doing that. We're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to talk about the GVW of this truck. We're going to talk about license plates in this truck. We're going to talk about the rock guard that people keep asking me about. I'm trying to throw some of this stuff in these videos all the time, so when they come across a new video, maybe they'll find the information they need, because me and Robin get so busy. With this trip that we just went on, if you left comments, you probably didn't get answered right away, and I'm sorry, because we had, you know, bad phone service in Italy. Exhausted. I was exhausted. I was exhausted when I went. I was more exhausted when I got there. I got great footage. So if you're thinking about going to Italy, when I get that video down, I think you're going to love that video. Some of the best sound quality, best video quality. Robin's son, her oldest son, he drove the whole trip, except I think I drove maybe just a little bit when we first got into Italy, just so I could say I did it. But he drove so I could film. So I got hours and hours and hours of video. It's going to take me a few weeks to get that thing going. But we are back in Alabama. We flew into Miami yesterday. We drove for 9 hours, whatever it was, to Alabama. Got the truck all ready today, doing some reviews, some videos. Robin's in there relaxing. I think we kind of caught a cold. Everybody on the plane was sick. I just hate that part, but I think a few weeks from now, we're gonna look back at this trip and be glad we did it, and it was awesome, but it kicks your butt sometimes. And I need to apologize to my wife, Robin, and to her kids. I was a little cranky. Yeah, she was not happy with me, folks, and I think I've just done way too much. And that's why we did not have a video last week. Me and Robin have been doing this for 18 months now. Every week we've put out a video. We did not put one out last week because I just didn't want to do it. I am totally burned out. I was burned out. Everybody says you get burned out from YouTube, and I was feeling that, okay? The other thing I want to address, people all the time say, hey, you made a full-time RV life channel, but you're actually doing RV transport. Well, I can tell you right now, if it wasn't for RV transport, I wouldn't have went to Italy. I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube anymore, because the full-time RV life was wiping out the bank account. RV transport saved this channel, saved our lifestyle. So is it going to be saving us a year from now? We don't know. But that's the thing in life. You always got to keep looking for the next thing and keep going. Is RV transport going to work for you? Maybe. Maybe not. Might work for a while, might not. But you got to try all these things until you get something that works for you. Right now it's working for us, and because of it, we still have this YouTube channel because of RV transport. So I want to thank all the guys out there that are thinking about doing this, that are doing the full-time RV life. They came across us, they watch us for that reason, and then they watch the RV transport videos. So I'm trying to put out videos for that. I'm trying to put out videos on all the stuff I'm doing in the fifth wheel for the RV, full-time RV life people, plus all the travel. We bit off a lot when we started this whole thing, and it's kicked my butt. So we're gonna talk about that stuff, but I wanna talk about this truck real quick. Let me just click this. Okay, if you look at this, this is a 1-ton dually. It's a 2023 GMC. Its GVW is 14,000 pounds. Do you need this much truck for RV transport? Absolutely not. Why do we have that? Because of this Riverstone back here. To be honest, we needed this much truck to pull that. And after pulling this 22,000 miles, I know this is the right truck, even though we had transmission problems with these trucks. And that's just my opinion. I think if you're going to pull that much weight with these type of vehicles, you're going to have problems, okay? I'm hoping now that the transmission's been redone and we're servicing it more, that we can stop that problem from happening down the road because we're hauling lighter stuff. Okay, now people ask me all the time, do you have a CDL? I do not have a CDL. I have no plans on getting a CDL. Do they pay more for a CDL driver? You can argue that one. Some guys tell me no, they're not even getting paid as much as I did all summer what I was hauling. So if you want to have more, okay, let's say if it gets really slow and you need more work, I'm sure if you have a CDL, you can haul those bigger units and you'll have more work all the time, okay? But remember, when you're hauling those big units, sometimes it's paying you $1.70, $1.80. I've seen them pay as much as $2.20. But now when you're hauling double the weight, you can't tell me that all that extra weight is not going to affect your vehicle. So remember that the more weight you haul, sorry, I got this thing hooked to my arm. The more weight you haul, you know, the more chances of tearing up your vehicle. So I don't want that. The heaviest thing I've hauled since I've started this job was 8,800 pounds. I don't remember what its GVW is, but you know my GVW in the truck is 14,000 pounds. So the most I can haul is something with a 26,000 GVW or less. The problem with it is, it doesn't even make any sense because this truck, fully fueled, fully loaded with all the equipment, all the tools, weighs 9,200 pounds when it's fully fueled with everything. Because it used to weigh 88. After I added the fuel tank and stuff, the weight went up. But 9,200 pounds. Why the GVW is 14,000 pounds? Because they say that your payload is a certain amount. But the problem with it is I can hook this Riverstone and this truck and still be a tad under 26,000 pounds before I added the fuel tank and all the extra stuff. Crazy, right? Even though this GVW is, you know, like 20,000 or something. It's just crazy. But would I want to haul that Riverstone every day? No, I don't need to look cool going down the road. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. So that's the difference. You're going to get, if you buy a 3/4 ton, I don't know if the GVW is like 11,000 pounds or something like that, but when you go looking for trucks, just look on the door there. If you get something that's got that lot lower GVW, that means you can haul a bigger fifth wheel and you will get more work. The guys that can haul 3/4 or have 3/4 tons, they can haul a lot more fifth wheels and stuff. I get more travel trailers and less fifth wheels because of the GVW. But all those Cougars that I hauled this year they say they're designed for half-ton trucks. If you ever seen them driving down the road, they're like this going down the road on a half-ton truck. I can't imagine it. When I put them behind this dually, I don't even know they're back there, and it's the perfect truck for hauling that stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. But just remember, it's got to be under 26,000 pounds combined weight with what you're hauling and what your truck GVW is. Now, it's kind of stupid because we're hauling new units that have nothing in them. You know, the GVW is never going to be close to that. It's always going to be the weight from when they weigh it right away. So you're talking 2,000-3,000 pounds difference on some of these units. So you'd think we should be able to haul a lot heavier, but they don't let that happen. So other thing I want to talk about, let's talk about license plates. Let's go back here. Okay. This is another question that comes up all the time. You see that? That's a Pennsylvania license plate. Before, when we first started this job, we had a Colorado license plate. In Colorado, a truck plate is for 26,000 pounds. So you don't have to have a special plate for this job. So when I told Wave that I was going to switch over to Pennsylvania so I could save money on my license plates, they were like, well, you're going to have to get a different license plate. So you need to check with your state. If you get Pennsylvania, you need to tell them you need a plate that's for 26,000 pounds and lower, and it has to be on the registration, and then that will work. A lot of states are that way. I've heard so many guys saying that they can't get their plates figured out when they go to register their vehicle or switch them out, and you know, every state's going to be different, and they're always asking me, and I don't know all those states, guys. You're going to have to check into that. But as long as your registration says you can haul up to 26,000 pounds, then you're fine. If it doesn't say that on the registration, Wave's going to kick it back. The other places are going to kick it back, so you're going to have to go to the motor vehicle and get that taken care of. Now, for all these guys in New York, I've had a lot of them lately that want to go to work. For some reason, they can't get any insurance through where we've been getting our insurance, right through Wave. They have a company that they suggest 2 companies, and you go with them. They don't have a company for New York. So any of you guys that are watching this that have been doing RV transport and you live in New York, if you can help those guys out in the comments, put it down below where you've got your vehicle insured. It doesn't make no sense to me that we can all go and deliver in New York, but a guy that lives in New York that would be going back, and it would be smart for him to be able to just pick up a load and head home and deliver it, he can't get insurance to do that. So anybody that can help anybody out on that in the comments would be great, because I don't have that information. The rock guard. Everybody asks me about this rock guard. It's a rock star, one word, rock star rock guard. Okay, it's super lightweight, pops on and off in 2 seconds. I love that thing. It saves you at least 3 miles per gallon when you don't have it on there. You know, if you don't want to look like you're an RV transporter, you can take all your stuff off your truck and you're doing your own life when you're out adventuring after you've delivered your load, like we like to do. We like to go and adventure and see national parks and all that stuff. I don't want to drive around. It looks like a work truck. You know, that's my opinion. You can, you know, do what you want with that. But I like everything to be removed. I mean, this is my personal vehicle when I'm not working. So I don't want it to look like a work truck every day. So you can buy those rock stars. Amazon has them sometimes. eBay has them, but if you just go on a Google search and you Google search Rockstar removable rock guard, all kinds of companies will come up that actually have them, and sometimes you can get one right away in a few days because Amazon won't have it for a few weeks. That stuff happens all the time. So those are some of the questions. I've been trying to think of everything because there's so many questions that Robin asked me. Now remember, guys, Robin is the one that's answering your questions. If she's not sure, when I'm driving, she's asking me. We try to make the best of all that we can. I'm doing so much stuff that she's trying to keep it going so you don't think we forgot about you, because we haven't. I mean, we live YouTube every day. That's why I'm exhausted all the time. So let's go over here and sit down at the table. I'm going to talk about some other stuff. And look at that. It's got a little table stand and I'm back. I love this thing. This new camera and this new mic has made my life so much easier, so simple, so easy to pack it away. I'm so happy with that thing. But let's talk load board, because this is what everybody wants to talk about all the time. Okay, even though I was in Italy, I was watching the load board. I saw days where there's only 3 to 6 to 7 loads on there. In this last week, I've seen anywhere in the morning when you first check it, there'll be 20, 30, 40 loads. So it's came up a little bit, just like I thought it would. Let's just refresh the screen right now and take a look at it and see what we got. As you can see, I'm exhausted. And my internet's slow. Okay, it just refreshed right now. Right now there's only 7 loads on there. But they're all paying. I'm gonna bring this over, and we're gonna flick it around because it's tracking me. Let's go like that. Okay, they're paying what? $1.70, $1.75. Here's a shitty one for $1.35. So it's came up. I mean, last week when I was looking at it, there was more $1.35s than there was $1.75. So that's made a big difference. Mile wise, you know. But the best day is going to be tomorrow. This thing should have a lot more loads. I already emailed everybody, told them that I am back and I am ready to go to work. And so maybe she'll get me a load going out west. She knows I like to go out west. If not, I'll run up here, grab a load, bring it back to Alabama, see what we can make happen. But everybody asked me, can you stay busy? I haven't had a problem. The whole time I was in Italy, I told the girls I was gone, and they got so many drivers to deal with. There's no way they can remember everything. Told them I was in Italy, and what did they do? They still were, hey, do you want a load? Do you want a load? So when people think that I'm a recruiter for a Wave, that tells you right there, they can't even remember I was in Italy. So they have no idea that I'm even doing YouTube probably. But let's just talk about some other stuff about this, okay? I want to talk about, sorry, I'm on my iPad and I don't use it as much as I do the other stuff. once more. Let's go. My data. I want to talk about the drivers. Okay, I had 11 drivers. Now I got 10 drivers that have gave my name out. Okay, out of all those drivers, okay, they've been doing this for like 2 months, and a lot of these just came on in the last couple weeks, but they have got 48,898 miles. 48,898 miles from those new drivers that have just signed up with Wave because of watching our videos on YouTube. I mean, that's pretty cool. What have I made off them guys? Let's show them. I want those guys to know. $244.49. Is it a lot of money? No. Does it help out? Yeah. I guarantee you it's paid for one of these cameras almost, because sometimes that's more than what I make on YouTube in a month, you know. Sometimes we make $500-600 on YouTube, so you can get an idea. We've been doing this for a long time. We got over 5 million views, and we make $400-600. That's what we make. Unless we get a 100,000 view video, you ain't gonna make any more money. The guys out there that are getting 100,000 every time they do, they're making a living off YouTube. Or if they've got 500,000 subscribers, okay. Maybe someday we'll do that. But let's just talk about the guys real quick, because I don't think I've even mentioned, I'm only going to mention their first name because I don't know if they want me to mention their full name. Craig. Craig has already done 15,330 miles. Craig's a great guy. I talk to Craig all the time. I want to shout out to Craig. Thanks for making me some money, Craig. We appreciate it. I hope that I help you. Another thing too, guys, is when you use my name and you sign up, as soon as you start your class, they send me your phone number. They do this for everybody. So if you're going to do it and have your friends, the same thing will happen to you. But they'll send me your phone number, and as soon as they send me your phone number, I send you a text message and try to help you out. If I can help you make it easier when you go get that first load, because you're going to be overwhelmed when you go get that first load. All the guys that I've talked to told me, yeah, that was kind of a pain, and I was able to help them out. So I'll definitely help you out. Riley, Rodney, I mean, they all got, I think Riley's got almost 10,000 miles. Rodney's got over 11,000. Angel's got 3,500. Layden's got 2,200, 2,300. And these guys, I mean, some of these guys have only been doing this now for like 2 or 3 weeks. So just remember that. Jeffrey, I think he's one of the guys that just started, 600 and some miles. Andy, talk to Andy all the time. Andy lives in Florida. Shout out to Andy. He's a great guy. 3,749 miles already. Jason, he just started 322. Josh just started. He's already got 2263, so he's kicking butt. Brian's actually finishing his class today. He'll get his first load tonight or tomorrow, so shout out to Brian. But that's how that half cent works. So even if you have other friends and you're out there working, they're working for Wave and you're going to go work for them, give them their name, it helps them, and it'll help you. I believe in karma, helping each other out. That's why I carry extra fuel in the back of my vehicle in case somebody breaks down, I can help them out. But that's what this is about. Why am I doing RV transport? I enjoy it. First of all, I enjoy it. For you guys out there that ask, this is a 1099 job. You're basically working for yourself. What you do is you lease your truck onto them. They give you the option to do a load. You do the load. When you're hooked to that truck, you're working for them. You're following their rules. You need to do everything right. You take care of them, they'll take care of you. You need to do your logs right and everything, and so you don't get in trouble with DOT, because you're going to get a fine, and then you're going to lose even more money. So that's what you do when you're unhooked from that truck. In my opinion, when you're unhooked from their stuff and you're not working for them anymore, it depends where you stop your logs at. You have to restart your logs from wherever you ended at. You just can't go out west, do a job, stop your logs, go goof off, and then drive back to Indiana a week later and go hook a load without somehow getting from that point to that point. And if I'm wrong, all right, you guys out there that have been doing this for so long, then they keep asking, put it down in the comments how you handle that situation. Me, I go goof off, and then I work my logs back to Indiana. And then if I am not going to work, I leave myself in Indiana, and then I go back to Pennsylvania, because that's where we're registered at, or I go to Alabama. And when I go back to Indiana, my logs are still there, and I haven't done them for a couple weeks, and I start to work. That's how I do that. There's so many things out there that say you can't do it that way. You can't. Do I have to log? I'm not going to log my logbooks every day when I'm not working for them or I'm not hooked to them. When I'm done, I'm done. I still have to go into my logs and and sign them and show that I didn't do nothing that day and didn't work. But that's a fine line, and everybody, you ask people, nobody wants to give you the definite answer, and I don't like to talk about that either, because I don't want somebody to go out there and do something that I said and then tell the guys, oh, William on YouTube said we could do that. We can't. You need to figure that out. But what I do is I end my logs where I'm at, and then I go goof off and do what I'm doing, and then usually I'll start my logs and I will drive back to that next location. That's what they told me to do in class. That's what I've talked to some of the DOT officers. Other DOT officers told me I didn't have to do any of that. I've had people on this YouTube channel say, oh, no, don't even have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to log any of that stuff. Well, better safe than sorry. I don't know. They're going to want to know why I was in Oregon a week ago. Now I'm in Indiana. How did I get from there to there? Even though I was driving on my personal time from there to there, but you tell me, folks. So you guys out there that have been doing this your whole life. Now, it's hard for a truck driver. A truck driver is working all the time. He's in his truck. That's his life constantly. The way I'm doing this is it's not. I'm working for them, but when I'm off, I'm working from my YouTube channel. I'm goofing off. I'm seeing family. I'm having fun, okay? Then I go back to work. So that's how I do that, and that's what I've been told. It's conflicting from people all the time. Every time I tell somebody that, they're like, well, I can't do that. We can do this way. Okay. All I know is if I'm in one state and the work I start is in the next state, I better show a way to get there. You tell me if that's right. So that's another thing I wanted to throw in there. Can you make a living? Everybody keeps asking, can you make a living? I mean, I don't know. I tell you, I think I worked 3 months. I actually think that I worked 3 months total out of the 6 months we've been doing this. I think I have 3 months worth of work. So when you pull up my data, my stats, I mean, they've paid me almost $65,000. I mean, it says, you had the $1,500, you got $65,000 is what they paid me for 3 months worth of work. So if you're new and you're just getting into this and you haven't done any of this yet, like everybody says, the guys tell me, they have this big list of stuff that you need for your truck. Okay, a lot of times you go there for your first orientation and all they do is ask you, do you have this, do you have that? I mean, they look at your tinted windows and the stuff that's right there visible in front of them, but they just ask you if you have that stuff. Because to be honest, I don't think they really care, because if you get pulled over and don't have all the stuff on that list, you're going to get a ticket. They're not going to get a ticket. So don't get frustrated when you go to class and you say, I just spent all this money on this stuff and they didn't even look at it. They just asked me if I had it. Well, you're going to need it if you get pulled over. So that's another thing people have been asking me about. Another thing too, when you go to work for them, I don't know if they even tell you this anywhere, because I don't think I remember hearing anything about it, but I go to my first class and they're talking about this damage deposit, okay? And you have to sign this thing where you're either going to pay this damage deposit up front or they're going to take 10% out of all your jobs until you reach this $1,500, okay? What that damage deposit's for is if you get in an accident, that's the deductible, okay? The weird part is, they've taken $1,500 from me 6 months ago that sits in this little account here for an accident that I haven't had. If I get in an accident, they're going to start taking that money again to put back that damage deposit. So you guys need to know this. That's why you want to pay attention. You don't want to keep paying that damage deposit and having that come out of your money all the time. Plus, is it shitty? Yes, it's shitty, because now if I've been doing this for 5 or 10 years and this $1,500 has been sitting in this account that they're drawing interest off, right? But I understand why they do that, because some people get in an accident, they just quit their job, and then they're trying to chase them down to get that deductible. So when you go to that class and you sign that little thing and you see how much the job is paying you, and that's not what they put in your bank account or on your card, your ComData card. That's another thing I can talk about. All your money is put on your ComData card, then you transfer it to your bank account when you want to do that. Mine gets there usually the next day, so it says 3 to 5 days. A day or two at the most, almost always a day. So all that money will go on a ComData card, so you can swipe it to pay for fuel, then you can just transfer at the end of the week what's left over into your bank account and pay your bills. That's how that works. They don't cut you a check, they don't direct deposit you. I mean, you're not working for them, okay? For all you guys that keep asking, when you ask that question, I know that you've been working a regular, normal job your whole life, and this is totally new to you, and it's going to be hard for a while, but once you do this for a few years, you're not going to go back to working for somebody else. You might change careers in this style of work and do different things, but you're not going to work for other people. So I just want to throw that in there. You're going to have that damage deposit sitting out there. I hear guys all the time that complain about those things. Every month they're going to charge you $10 for your license plate. And then that damage deposit, they take it out of that damage deposit. Right now, since it's a new month, my damage deposit is now at $1,490. The first job I do, they're going to take $10 out of it. It's going to show a bigger number than that, but when they actually pay, it'll just be the $10. It'll go back into that account. So if you do get in an accident, they've already got their down payment. I mean, your deductible, basically, just like your vehicle. You go and do a claim on your vehicle, you have a $500,000. Some people go and get a $2,000, and that's crazy, but that's how that works. I wanted to throw some of this stuff in the video. Right now I'm a little fresher because I've had a little bit of downtime, even though I'm exhausted. But these are the questions that people keep asking. I'm going to try to start throwing more of them in the videos. But we're back. Me and Robin are getting in this truck in 2 days. We're going to Indiana. We're grabbing a load and taking whatever we can get going somewhere. And we're working at least for the next couple weeks out there. And then we're going to, probably goof off for a week or so and then get back and hit it hard. We got a new grandson coming in November. We had kids that just went through a bad fire. They lost almost everything. It's been rough. You don't even realize the stuff you lost until weeks later. You start going, all the family. Robin had all her family pictures there from her, from the little babies that we forgot were stored in their basement, It just sucks the life out of you. So that's what they've been dealing with. They're trying to get that. But another thing too, people, I'll just throw this out there. Check your house insurance. Make sure you got good house insurance. Robin's daughter had excellent house insurance, so her house is going to get fixed, and she's going to have a place to stay. They're going to rent her a house, and she's going to be okay. But I'm telling you, the neighbors next to them, they got a fraction of what she got. They bought that house when the market went to crap, when things were overpriced, when insurance companies were gouging people. Her daughter bought her house when things were really good and got good insurance. Check that insurance. I'm telling you, it made a world of difference. I would hate to have the other people's insurance, and I feel sorry for them. That's why Robin threw a thing out on Facebook to try to get money to help them from people. I want to thank everybody that's helped the kids out and helped them out. But I think I've talked long enough, but we're back. You're going to start getting RV transport videos again. We're going to kick butt, see if we can make some money. I've only got maybe one little thing planned between now and the end of the year, and we're going to try to hit this as hard as possible and see if we can get that 65,000 to at least 100,000. The bugs are out here bugging me now. And you know what? It's still hot as hell in Alabama. It's in the 80s, but it's muggy. Florida was hot. Italy was 75, absolutely beautiful. I think we're done. And just remember, if you like the videos, subscribe to the channel. If you like me and Robin, subscribe to the channel. If you like what we're doing, just subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up, give it a comment, throw it out there for people that are trying to make some money. This might be for them, this might not. This Riverstone behind them might be for them. It might not. You want a Riverstone? I'll sell you a Riverstone. Actually, I would sell you a Riverstone and buy a smaller one, just so I could haul it around a lot easier. So if you want a Riverstone, I got one for sale. Love the Riverstone, love everything about it, but you know what? We're never home. We're never home. That's a lot of money sitting right there. So, but it is nice to have. I'm just kidding. Or am I kidding?